Greetings, Earthlings. Adam Savage in my cave, and today we're going to talk about staplers. I've done a video, I believe, on my air staplers, narrow crown, wide crown, brad nailers. I'm pretty sure I have. If I have, there's a link to it in the description. If I haven't, well, we'll be shooting that one next week. The stapler. I've got the dustiest stapler in the world. Hold on. All right. Consider the humble stapler. This is, well, let's be clear. For most children, their first maker material is a sheet of paper, and their first attachment method is paste. Their first glue is paste, and their first mechanical attachment method is a stapler. There, our. As children, our very first maker material is often a sheet of paper, and our very first attachment methods for that paper are the glue solution is paste, and the mechanical solution is a stapler. Staplers all work, these kind of staplers I'm covering all work in the same way, in that they take a bunch of wire that has been glued in an arrangement that allows the stapler to push a U of wire through some paper or the thing you want to staple, and then at the other end of the push is a guide that guides the two tines of that piece of wire around so they come underneath and staple your stuff together. I don't think there's anyone watching this who doesn't understand how a stapler works, but I like defining terms, so let's just begin there. And staplers are marvelous because they don't leave a lot of sharp edges for kids to harm themselves with, right? There's not like, it's hard to get your finger in there to staple it. Don't get me wrong, kids do it. It's an ideal attachment method, and I just wanted to cover some of the staplers in my collection because you might not know about them. I'm going to just show you two that I have in my collection that I only have used a few times, but every time I've used them, they've been awesome. And then I want to show you a brand new stapler that I just learned about from a Muppeteer. So that's where we're going to go. This is your standard swing line stapling. Yeah, you see how they come through. Now, let us say that you want to take several sheets of paper like this, and you want to make a brochure. And you want to do a saddle staple, is that what that's called? You want to staple here through the crease. Well, in that case, you could use one of these. Look at how dusty all this stuff is. I just pulled it off the shelf. I haven't plugged in my compressor this morning, so I'm just going to clean everything manually. This, made by Bostitch. We'll include a link to this in the description. This is Bostitch's model B440SB. And for best performance, it says, demand genuine Bostitch staples. Okay. So with this, I believe it's pretty clear how it operates. It's got this little peak here, and the peak is your guide, and you can get your brochure there nice and on the guide. And this is how this machine allows you to guarantee that every staple you put in goes exactly on the spine. Dude, I can't tell you how awesome this is when I have needed it. They're not that expensive and super freaking useful. So this became an immediate addition to my staple collection. Now let us say you have a very, very fat stack of paper. Let's see, what is this? This is 24 sheets, 48 sheets. All right, yeah, so 48 sheets of paper. You're gonna get a staple through that. Reader. No, you're not. It just didn't go. It just didn't want to go. That is the normal stapler. That's a lot to ask of it. But this swing line heavy duty stapler, which will do up to 160 sheets. Check this out. Ladies and germs. Another fabulous thing to have. Even if, I mean, I think it's ideal for a makerspace to have stuff like this. Making little brochures was one of the very first sort of objects I obsessed over. I loved the idea that I could put pages together and draw stuff in them and saddle stitch them with staples. And I did a lot of that in 2nd and 3rd grade back in the 70s. So those are the other two staplers besides the normal paper stapler that I had. They are made by Bostitch and Swingline respectively. And then Muppeteer Stacy Gordon came to the cave recently, and she gave me a lesson in puppeteering, which was a bucket list item for me. Link in the description to that wonderful video. She's a magical human being. Can I tell you that every Muppeteer I've ever met has that same kind of glowing soul? It's a remarkable thing. Stacy was here. We had a wonderful day with her and her dad. And Stacy, we met Stacy at Dragon Con. She came through our autograph line and introduced herself and said she had just been giving a puppetry workshop, and she handed me one of the handouts from her puppetry workshop. And this is a puppet that she designed to be built out of paper. And you can cut out the various parts of it. I'm not going to do a full build of this puppet right now, but I am going to cut out a couple parts just to show this amazing stapler that Stacy introduced me to. So we've got here a dragon, and we've got his snout. And so Stacy's come up with a way of teaching people puppeteering by having them begin by building their puppet out of paper and a stapler. That is, the reason I love that is because it is exactly what I love about paper and cardboard, the low threshold to entry. The does not require anything fancy. Everyone's got a pair of scissors at home. Everyone's got a stapler at home. All right, here we go. So that is that's the puppet's mouth, and then here's the top of his snout. Here's the top of his snout, and one is to staple one to the other. I see, and you get a little bit of a doot doot. Yep. Okay, so you could sit here, and there we go. You could sit here and do this dunk, 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 all the way around. Yes, that would work for most situations, but Stacy has a stapler that she loves that blew my mind. And while it seems quite simple, hang on. Here we go. I'm going to put some staples in here. There we go. Yep, works. Oh, come on. Getting staples back in the package, non-trivial. So, like I said, for this simple stitch around the perimeter of this, a normal staple works fine. But when you want to do all sorts of curves, this stapler will do a normal staple like this, but it will also do 8 cardinal points. Oh yeah, so you can get all up in your construction. And then here's the best part is because you can turn it like this, and if you had to put a piece of paper in here and do this in the middle here, you actually, the fact that this can slide gives you a throatless, endless expanse that you could get this into. Yeah, so you can staple on all 8 of the cardinal points of the compass, plus you can do this. Watch this. It's like a really, really crappy New Year's noisemaker. I fully recognize that I did not show or clearly, I did not properly demonstrate exactly how this turning like this facilitates complicated stapling. But I think you get my point. And this throatless aspect where you can go in and do the middle of large things. Yes, that is the kind of thing this does well, but this is much more expensive. This is super cheap. Again, we'll include links to all 3 of these staplers in the comments, in the description. I just loved learning about a brand new stapler. As soon as I saw that it did this, I was like, oh, and then Norm was like, oh, and Kristen was like, whoa, and we took pictures and then we ordered them. There you have it, my stapler journey. And I've got a shelf of my office equipment, right? My big hole punches and my paper slicers and stuff like that. It's not in its final orientation, but what is really? Thank you guys for joining me for this. And if you know of another kind of like household stapler that is excellent for crafty work, let me know in the comments. I will see you guys later. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.
Thank you for watching that video. I want to tell you about our demerit badges because we know that being a maker is a lifelong enterprise of trying new things and learning new skills, and it is also about repeatedly messing everything up. And we like to celebrate that because failure is not just an option, it is intrinsic to the creative process. And to that end, we have 3 new bundles of demerit badges right now on tested-store.com. We've got your Shop Tool Fails demerit badge bundle up here on top. Here in the middle, we have the Everyday Whoops demerit badge bundle. And at the bottom, we've got my favorite, the Shit Happens demerit badge bundle. You can get any one of these bundles, and we are considering offering a bundle of all 24, not those, of all 24 demerit badges we have released, but we're not sure what to call it. You have a suggestion? Put it in the comments.